The crystalline towers of New Byzantium gleamed under twin suns as Emperor Valdris paced nervously across his private chambers. Outside his window, the sprawling metropolis of his galactic empire stretched endlessly, but his attention was fixed on a far more pressing concern: three tiny, iridescent creatures no larger than house cats, currently reducing his antique furniture to smoldering ruins. "Your Imperial Majesty," stammered Ambassador Kellyan, backing away as one of the baby dragons sneezed a small puff of plasma that singed his ceremonial robes. "Perhaps we should consider alternative arrangements for their care." The Emperor's expression darkened. These weren't ordinary pets, they were the last of the Draconis stellaris, an ancient species thought extinct until miners discovered their eggs in the crystalline caves of Proxima 7. The xenobiologists assured him that raising them from hatching would create an unbreakable bond, making them invaluable allies for the Empire. What they hadn't mentioned was that baby dragons possessed the temperament of caffeinated toddlers with flamethrowers. "This is the 7th caretaker this month," Valdris muttered, watching as the crimson-scaled hatchling, whom he'd named Ember, chased the silver one, Frost, around the room while shooting tiny ice crystals. The third dragon, Storm, had somehow managed to hover near the ceiling, crackling with miniature lightning bolts that were slowly electrocuting the chandelier. The automatic doors hissed open, and Captain Rodriguez of the Imperial Guard entered, followed by a young woman in simple gray coveralls. She had auburn hair pulled back in a practical ponytail and carried a worn leather satchel that looked distinctly out of place in the opulent chamber. "Your Majesty," Rodriguez announced, "may I present Elena Vasquez, formerly of the Mars Colony Nursery Program. She's volunteered for the position." Elena stepped forward, seemingly unfazed by the chaos around her. As Storm dive-bombed toward her head, she calmly reached into her satchel and produced something that made all three dragons freeze mid-rampage: a simple, old-fashioned music box. She wound the key and set it on a nearby table. The gentle melody of an ancient earth lullaby filled the room, and the most remarkable thing happened: the baby dragons slowly descended, their destructive energy dissipating as they moved closer to the source of the music. Within moments, all three had curled up around the music box, their previous agitation replaced by drowsy contentment. "How?" Emperor Valdris whispered, afraid to break the spell. Elena smiled, settling cross-legged on the floor beside the sleeping dragons. "Dragons are naturally drawn to harmonic frequencies, it's how they navigate in the wild. But these babies have been overstimulated by all the artificial sounds in the palace, the hum of force fields, the whir of anti-grav systems, the constant electronic chatter. Their nervous systems are overloaded." She gently stroked Ember's scales, and the little dragon purred like a contented kitten. "On Mars, we dealt with similar issues when Earth animals were introduced to the colony. The solution isn't high-tech equipment or advanced training, it's understanding what they actually need." From her satchel, Elena produced several more items: a collection of smooth river stones from Earth, some dried herbs that filled the air with calming scents, and a small holographic projector that cast gentle, moving patterns of natural scenes. Forests, streams, and star-filled skies. "The previous caretakers tried to control them," Elena explained as she arranged the items around the sleeping dragons. "But babies, whether human, alien, or dragon, don't need control. They need comfort, routine, and someone who understands their language." Emperor Valdris watched in amazement as Elena began to hum softly, harmonizing with the music box. The dragons stirred slightly, then settled deeper into sleep, tiny wisps of contented smoke curling from their nostrils. "Miss Vasquez," the Emperor said quietly, "I believe you've just solved a problem that has baffled the finest minds in my empire." Elena looked up with a gentle smile. "Sometimes the oldest tricks are the best ones, Your Majesty. These little ones just needed someone to sing them to sleep." As the twin suns set over New Byzantium, the palace experienced its first peaceful evening in months, filled with the soft melody of an ancient lullaby and the quiet breathing of three sleeping dragons who had finally found their home.